back to the channel and to today's workout recap. So in 2 kettlebell movements, one being a swing and then being a row. So how we work with this, we're simply going to run sessions for 30 minutes as I do every single day. Simply set the clock going. Let's have a look. We're not necessarily going for pure strength, we're going for a little bit of strength endurance with the bench and a bit more muscular endurance with the kettlebell in terms of a hip hinge and that bent over row position. So we're going to simply start at 10 reps on the bench and then we're going to slowly descend by 2. That's it. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and find weights that as we descend in the reps are enough for us just to get 70 kilos for an E10. That was quite easy, so I went a second set of 10 to just make sure that I pre-fatigued. I then dropped them down to 8, simply escalated my 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, and a failed attempt, lucky my son was here to spot as a single on the 140. Simple story to that is coming out of the 130, got the double, felt good. Instead of walking away, collecting my thoughts or doing whatever, I just simply went straight up and went in for the single, and I got to the sticking point. And that was enough for me to say, dude, put your hands in the bar and help me. Whilst he says he didn't help because he wasn't strong enough to pull it, it still felt like I needed the help to press that bar up. So it's not a completed rep, it's a fail. Now what I'm doing, I'm not doing that straight through. I'm going to mix that up with the 2 kettlebell movements. The first movement is the American swing. We're simply going from here. We're going to an overhead position. So for those who are not familiar, there's a lot of drive in here and there's a lot of what I'm going to call hip drive to get it to here, and there's a bit of muscling of the kettlebell, whereas the Russian swing is just hip drive out to here. So with an American swing, again, I'm coming normal Russian swing, American swing, drive and muscle. Right, these bells are quite light for me, they're only Pecs 16s. So what we're doing is we're then working with weights where I'm going for a set of 10 and I'm going to stay at 10, but each round I want to make it a bit harder. So I might start with a set of 16s, I then might go to a set of 20s, and then might go to a set of 24s if you've got 28s, 28s. But basically for me, it was onto the 24s pretty much from the start, doing rounds of that there, and then finally big red over here, 32 kilo kettlebells for about half of the rounds. So it was an American swing, but then I'm going to pair that with a double arm row, and I'm going to do that in a supine position, meaning I'm going to take my hands over like this here, and I'm going to row this way. So what I'm doing from a row perspective, if I take my kettlebells, I'm going to simply sit into that nice almost pendulum position, and I'm going to turn my hands this way and I'm going to row. Now what that feels like with the kettlebell, it is different than the dumbbell because obviously the weight's down here, not here across the head. It actually feels more like an arc type row, which means that you can pull and squeeze and squeeze, and you're going to push your chest through for those. And again, so to recap, descending sets, 10 reps coming down to 1 with the barbell, and after each barbell round, if I felt good, I went and did a second one straight away. I would then come into the kettlebell, I'd get my 10 American swings, and then I'd go straight down and I'd get my 10 double arm row. I then take a rest depending on what I felt like, go back, reset, adjust the weights and go again. The American swing into the double arm row, when you're going heavy with 24s and 32s, when you stand, you will get a little bit of a blood rush to the head, so therefore take your time, walk out, let that settle, reset, take a sip of water before you come back in again. This is where you will see my work from today. It's pretty much just like EEG, and I've got something going on with my heart. It's just like that. Now, you want to do this workout at home and you don't have the gear, then ruck or sandbag is the go for me, maybe even a dead ball. Okay, so therefore what I want to do is I want to bring my ruck, my hands are in much closer, and I'm just going to go tempo. Okay, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. So I'm going to go a 3-second descend, a 2-second hold, a 3-second press, a 2-second at the top, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be like an elevator, stuck, and I'm going to get my set of 10 reps. It'll make it feel I can use the ruck to do normal kettlebell type swings, Russian swings. Using the ruck to go above the head is a bit of a challenge, because if you're not careful, the ruck will flip back over. You don't have the ability to grab it like you do the horn or the handle on the kettlebell. So therefore, what I would do is I would maybe go like a high pull to here, and then a press and back down. So high pull to side handles, side handle press, come into my side handles, and I can get down and I can do my into here in this position, obviously meaning that my feet are now wider for the ruck to sit in my belly, whereas if I've got the kettlebells, then my feet are narrower like a cyclist squat, and I'm rowing in this way. And you can still get the same sort of workout, still the same sort of strength workout, but again, just slow the tempo down on the press. If your ruck is at 20 kilos and you find that that's not giving you enough stimulation, then keep it at rounds of 10, or go to round to 12 or 14 or whatever, but get it to the point where it feels like towards the workout, I'm going to have to drop the reps because I'm starting to fatigue. That's the workout today. That's the simple recap. Thanks very much for watching. I will put the full update in the comments below tonight once this thing processes, along with the mobility drill, which is about 8 to 10 minutes that I do beforehand and afterwards. Like, subscribe, please tell a friend if you want to know more. Details about 3 ways that I can maybe help you today are in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.